It's very bright, but it's good. So hey, Mr. Professor, Mr. Reed, guess what? It's the final short discussion with the SWOT analysis. So I'm gonna get right into it so I don't take over too much time, because I ramble. So anywho, we're basically doing a SWOT analysis about our leadership abilities. Answer from my perspective of my leadership abilities. I'm gonna get on straight to number one. So here we go. What strengths do you possess that will allow you to exercise this leadership? It's an A and B. We have A. Please give examples of how these strengths will aid your leadership in the past, and how do you plan to use these strengths in the future? So, I'd like to say, generally speaking, without being narcissistic, I feel very charismatic. Usually I do well with strangers. I like seeing and serving friends, and I feel like I can usually, motivate people. We've talked about this before. There's a difference between motivation and manipulation. I feel like the very big difference in the thin line is how nice you are to people. I feel like I'm a very big people person, and I don't like to hurt other people's feelings, and I like to give people a spaz of energy. So usually I try to get people motivated, and I've had people tell me in my past that it's almost too much, that I am almost too prodding, but in a good way, in a loving way. I feel I'm very high energetic, and this is going to be good to get people to continually be on task and on goal, and to get the overall goals of the leadership, goals that I need to do through my leadership over. Probably rambled there. Mad personal skills is what I want to come with. Come correct, you know? I got that attention to detail, baby. So, number B is explain how others have recognized these strengths and how they have communicated that information to me. So I wanted to talk about a little scenario. So I play Magic the Gathering really quickly, and it's a card game that I play with 3 of my friends, Levi, Justin, and Forrest. Justin's one of the cameramen. What? And we used to play about once a week, every 2 weeks, depending, life moves on. We don't play as much, but I'm the guy. I have to get everything going. I'm calling each one of them, communicating with all of them. We're picking a spot. I'm usually delegating and communicating to the point to where I'm like, I guess, the lead shebang of, we call it the boys. So I get the boys together. Nobody else is doing it. And it's like I gotta fill that void to get in there, to get what I want. And what I want is gonna benefit the group. So you gotta, be a little on top of it. Focus, trying to get everybody, to mesh. So I feel like that's one way. I talked to the boys. That's how I got a lot of my notes today from them, and that's how they expressed to me. So that's one thing I want to talk about, is like getting people together for fun. And also I like to organize, work sometimes. Like I connect people. Like Justin needs work, or I'm like, hey, this guy over here. I'm like, oh, Levi's got this going on. Oh. So I feel like I'm a big connector. Number 2. What weaknesses hinder or prevent you from being able to become a more effective leader? Ooh, this hurts. It's all that self-reflection right there. So sometimes I feel like I get overwhelmed and I take too much on, leaving myself anxious and leading to excessive procrastination, which in turn repeats the cycle. Sometimes I'm too much of a devil, and I feel like the devil's in the details, and sometimes I stress out over not important things, and that it could lead to a degradation of overall performance. So, and I don't take criticism very well, and I get emotional. Like, I'm soft-skinned, and sometimes I need to be stronger about that. B, explain how others have recognized those weaknesses, and how have they communicated that information to you. Bro, I can be emotional. I will cry on your ass. And I've had my homies be like, yo, you need to quit that shit. I goof off and I procrastinate and I get distracted. And I feel like some of the biggest things is, again, taking myself too seriously. Sometimes you gotta stop and realize that, sometimes it's more about the overall goal instead of, it's about the path, not each step. Or vice versa, I'm gonna rephrase that. Sometimes it's not about don't focus on the long journey, because then you get all anxious about how you're gonna get there. Sometimes it's best for me just to focus on each little step in a journey to not get overwhelmed. So, because sometimes if you focus on what's right in front of you, you can do a better job. C, Explain how you plan to overcome those weaknesses in the future. Try not to get goof off. Have better sleep. Sometimes my sleep schedule is very inconsistent, in which can lead to problems. Not take myself too much seriously, and through personal character growth and personal development and working on myself and responsibility to scheduling, I will hold myself more accountable. We're on number 3, opportunities. Explain about the opportunities you have that are seeking to become a leader and expand your leadership. In becoming a leadership role, the only kind of leadership role I'm really looking for is to work in a blue-collar shop, whether that be motorcycle, auto body, or something, welding of that sort. I like working with a team of people, not a giant, I don't want to be middle management or anything, but I do feel like I want to, show guys in my life that mistakes I made, and I don't know, guide them, be a mentor for other people so I can, have my own goals and successes fulfilled. And I feel like I do that better with a team. And I want to be, and I'm narcissistic, so I want to be at the lead of the team, obviously, and I'm probably older, so I don't know. Hope that's good. B, how have you planned to identify these opportunities, and how do you plan to pursue them? Number 1, I've been taking these classes, and I feel like for me, it's about networking. It's about having friends, going out, being nice to people, always listening to your ears and listening to what people are saying, because you don't know what kind of opportunities are around the corner. And if you treat everybody nice, you don't know what kind of connections you're going to make in this world. So I feel like for me, it's about, just if you want to have a shop of friends, you got to start networking right now. Have a good eye for talent, a good eye for personal relationships. Threats. 4. Who or what might be a threat for me pursuing this leadership, and how do I plan to address the government? It's going to get me. I'm just joking. That's a complete joke. The biggest threat, obviously, is me, You're always your biggest enemy, and I am my biggest critic. Again, sometimes I can be very impulsive and lackadaisical, sloth-like, which just puts so much stress on me to this point where I have a hard time with deadlines. And obviously, turning this in an hour and 30 minutes before it's got to be due, and I'd probably do it later if I would let my anxiety build. It's hard. It's hard to acknowledge your threats, that you are your biggest obstacle to getting your goals and your desires. And once you get behind that, things are only going to get better for you. So the first step is acknowledging it. Number 5, how has this class been beneficial for you understanding leadership? Well, it's been interesting. I honestly had low, I had low expectations for this class. I didn't really think I was going to learn much, but, reading the book and having more time, what I really liked about this class was having the time and place to reflect on these things that make good leaders and hearing the examples. And then kind of seeing it from another side, because I almost have always been raised and worked in what we called in the beginning, the great man complex, where it's a great manager, somebody who's just going to take in charge and stuff. But then seeing that there's different types of managers and understanding that almost kind of opens yourself up to a lot of growth and personal development. So I don't want to just be an asshole. I want to be a good boss, I guess. So this kind of opened me up that you don't have to be a dick. I hope that's appropriate. Do you think that this class will help you become a better and more successful leader, and why? Yes, definitely. And, it's commitment. This class, number 1, is committed just to learning about yourself so you can commit to others. And I really like that. I like that, there's a lot of opening ups of strengths and weaknesses, self-reflection, a lot of writing about these critiques. Some of these short things I've been doing are hard. They're hard, the little questions to answer, especially that 4th one that we did a month ago. Super hard, man. And I really appreciated the insights I've gained. So I hope that was good. Hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope that was a good SWOT analysis. Overall, if I had to summarize it, I feel like I'm a great fucking personable person, but sometimes my own personal hardness and lackadaisy will get into is my own biggest enemy. So if I can be a better schedulee and outsource better, then things are all going to go great for everybody. So yeah, boom, have a great one.